Oh my goodness, Aris. It seems like we're
Yeah.
stuck on some sort of island here. Or should we move? I don't think if we move over there it's going to help us much. Let's see if we...
No, true.
We're just going to be moving towards the south via this route, I think. Alright. We are going to be moving down a little bit more. And then next turn is... Alright. We are rapidly moving through the ages. We are nearing the end of the of this millennium, Aris.
Oh my god.
And we haven't really done much yet. We've built a monument and researched a bit of
and
stuff.
Out of context monument as well.
Yeah.
You know what we haven't constructed, which is sad? We should have constructed a ziggurat.
Yeah, I would agree that they should have flavored this thing up. Well,
yeah, because
anyway.
Well, ziggurat is the an exclusive unit for the Sumerians, of course, right?
Yes.
Or
yeah.
is it for the Hittites as well? I think it's an exclusive. And of course, the first ziggurat we have is one of the biggest ziggurats in Uruk.
Oh, is it now?
With the huge temple, yeah.
All the while, the game does allow us to nicely make our own little decisions right now. I'm gonna be... Should we go for foreign trade?
Yeah, let's go for foreign trade.
Yes, why not? Let's go for foreign trade.
And since we're only... Tell me, as a civilization expert, your what do you think of this Eureka mechanic?
Oh, that's interesting. So that's something we haven't talked about that much. But as you can read here, we can actually boost with half of the whole required amount for that research node or civics node. We can boost it by performing certain actions within the game. So for example, if we're looking over here, if I would like to get a boost to astrology, I would have to find one natural wonder. Or if I want to get a boost to sailing, I have to found a city on the coast. I actually first thought this was a very cool mechanic, and now I think it is constraining the way you play the game way too much, because this just gives you so much more optimization potential. So if you want to like play an optimal game of Civilization, you would have to try and hit as many, or even all, if you want to play an optimal game, of these boosts as possible. So that, to me, constrains with quite a bit how you would actually make decisions in this game. And all the games are gonna be, especially on high levels, are gonna be looking more and more the same. And I actually think that's a pity of the creation that was inherent to previous civilizations. Yeah. So I would be very much in favor if this particular feature gets scrapped. It's always in... Yeah.
Is it possible to hit all the Eureka moments? Because I found that in some cases, just because I wanted to hit that Eureka moment, I had to set back other progressions.
I did so as well. I was like, you know what? Normally I would have gone for this technology right now, but I know I have a civics in the works that is going to give a boost to this technology, so I'm not going to just choose. That happened to me so many times in my first playthrough.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely. That would maybe be a big claim to say that it is possible to hit all the boosts in the same game. But I'm thinking it could be actually possible. But at least, regardless of that, you have to hit the maximum amount of boosts that you can take. Not, of course, if you're like playing on easy levels, but you would have to do this if you are going to be playing on harder levels or against human opponents, which you can, of course, do in Civilization as well.
Sure.
So yeah, I think that's a bit of a pity that they included it like this. Oh well.
And it's also very weird, like from a mechanical point of view, it might be okay, but it's very hard to justify it thematically, I think, because how do you boost? Yeah, you boost sailing by just founding a city along the coast, why not close to a river, for example? And some of these like Eureka moments are very weird in terms of what they ask and in regards to their relation with what they actually do.
Right. For example, astrology. You need to find a natural wonder. How is a natural wonder is like a very like a thing that is in our world nowadays that is actually very beautiful, a beautiful natural environment. In here, I think we've got the Niagara Falls, maybe, and Lake Victoria, maybe still, and some other things, the New Zealand Milford Sound, things like that, which are genuinely beautiful things. But I have actually was lucky enough to visit some of these places, like Milford Sound, and it didn't necessarily inspire me to become an astrologer.
Yeah, no, I don't.
or some things make sense. Like if you make a trade route, your first trade route, you boost currency. That kind of, I can see how that makes sense. Or if you want to, make use of iron working. Yeah, sure, you have to have an iron mine.
Yeah, but shipbuilding, you have to already have ships to improve your shipbuilding.
Yeah, exactly. Or
and then as you move forward, it becomes like for cartography, you need to have at least 2 harbors.
Yes. Actually, I did not hit this one at all in my previous game.
I did.
Ah, you did. Nice. But yeah, it's like they sort of make sense, but
some of them
here
make sense,
military science, kill a unit with a knight. That doesn't make sense to me at all. It's like that's just like a little busy list kind of thing.
And it also forces you to do that, so you have to make a knight, which might interfere with the way you want to play the game.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about this at all, actually. But yeah, well, we'll see. So.
Yeah.
All right. All the while, our lovely scout friend over here, Utanapishti, he is and his faithful dog Greg is at the gates of another lovely tribal village. Hello, tribal people. We're going to do nice things to you. We are going to do lovely things to you. We have the best culture.
Things.
We have the best culture. We have great words. We are going to be talking to you right now. Okay. They're like, you have great words. Here, have some gold.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also weird the fact that they give you gold, right? Why would the tribal village have gold?
Hey, I don't know if you've ever watched any or read any of the Quatermain books or movies.
Sure.
But every tribal village has at least a gold statue lying around somewhere. So I guess that's what we just did. We said like, sense. Thank you for your gold statue of your ancient fertility god. I'm just gonna, be shipping it off to Uruk.
Melt it. Yeah.
Melt it down. As is often the case in history, technological discoveries inspire new technologies. Lovely. Building up on knowledge gained in the past. In a game of civilization, this is simulated by the technology tree. Alright, thank you for the technology tree, my friend.
With knowledge
comes opportunity.
As our people's understanding of this world grows.
Alright, thank you about that. Thank you.
This is a very capitalistic approach.
It is, that's the thing. How can we actually... Please, sir, do some actionable research. We're not interested in original research, pure research. Please do some things that we can actually make stuff with. Yes, I know that this is all stuff that's happening in the technology tutorial. Thank you. Start research on writing by clicking on. Okay, we're ending here with the choices that we get to make. So we're gonna go for writing. Which is actually kind of important because we at least want to write down this epic Gilgamesh story that we've been constructing for ourselves, in which
a new epic of Gilgamesh,
in which the epic Gilgamesh has so far done a bit of exploring, build a monument, and that's about it. Anyway, come on.
I found it really sad that with when I had my first archaeologist with Sumerians.
Yes.
And in my land, I found some Sumerian artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I chose to find some Sumerian artifacts.
Sure, in contrast to barbarian artifacts, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh, you also kill them. You thereby proven.
I found some tablets,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is sad because it's a very lost opportunity there.
Oh, that is a lost opportunity. Yes. Oh.
Our settlers have finished
But that's also a
preparations
bit
and
weird
created
with the archaeologists.
However, the land
Yes.
before them possessed
It is a very weird, and we will never
We
get to the
must not
stage where
allow
we're going to
them
be
to
running
go
around with
forward
archaeologists in
without
this
protection.
tutorial. But it is very weird that you can build an archaeologist that you then bring to us. I like the fact that you can build archaeologists actually, because this is
Obviously.
yeah, not only but also like of course I'm an archaeologist myself. I like to this, but I like the fact that this archaeologist then goes to places in the world that are in fact part of the history that you yourself created. So that particular site
Yeah.
that you excavated with your archaeologist was the site of a battle between your forces and barbarian forces. I think that must have
Yeah.
been it, or it must have been you getting control of a barbarian village or something like that. Or something that like that happened in the very start of the game, and now you, archaeologist, self-referentially is excavating your own history or sometimes the history of other leaders. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. At the same time, in this particular Civilization 6, it now lets you choose what you want to take away from this barbarian.
Which is very sad.
It's like it's like why? Why do you make me first of all choose between artifacts, and then what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be just throwing away the other stuff that I found, or are they implying that as archaeologists you can choose which history and to write? So I'm excavating on this side. I think we should really choose to focus here on the barbarian history and forget about our own history. It's weird. It's weird. That's not at all how archaeology works. People at Firaxis.
No, not at all.
Is by linking them together until they reach their destination. I guess we're gonna be, yes, of course, we're gonna be running around with our warrior.
Without people, there is
Because
an
as we
area
said, they are
rich
not
in resources,
particularly
They are not particularly brave.
good at fighting. No.
Or, I mean, that's what I mean, yes, they're vulnerable. Okay, I guess that I have to choose production first. Okay, that's fine. Come on, let me choose production. Hello. The game is having a hard time with me choosing some production, I think.
I think you need to.
Oh, there we go. Alright, let's move over there. This is something I would never do. Move my settler into a part of the map that I have not discovered yet. It's like, why would you do that?
Without the protection of the military, we will most surely become overrun by our enemies.
Oh my god, you are such a freaking hawk, advisor. It's like,
Yeah.
we need more warriors. We build me more weapons. No, we have not been attacked by barbarians ever since our second turn. Chill out. This is what I would now normally tell my advisor. But,
Yeah.
of course, it's telling us that we need to... game is over, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, a slinger. One of the worst units in the game, actually. But whatever, we'll build one.
Though our warriors are valiant, a proper fighting force must
proper
be
fighting.
diversified. Slingers provided
I think we should
different
really
style of
plan a
combat.
follow-up stream on Civilization and start a more advanced game.
Yes, I think so too. I think so too. Or at least a game where we can sort of move through ourselves. Because we've been going for 2.5 hours now. Yet,
Yeah.
one thing that I want to do though is I want to find the Egyptians. Let's set that.
I'm
Let's
not sure
let's
when.
let's set it
this
as
is
a.
gonna happen.
Let's put it like this. 25 more minutes of streaming, and if we don't find the Egyptians within 25 minutes, they just don't exist
Okay.
in our history.
In-
All right.
They're out of this world.
There's no pressure on your shoulders, little Utanapishti and dog Greg. No pressure to find Egyptians at all. Find Egyptians! Don't fail me. Alright. All the while, Uruk is nicely growing. Has already recovered from the outlet of one of their population in the form of a settler. And Utanapishti is... Ooh, he's gonna get a bit cold, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, I don't think we find Egyptians over here. Egyptians are not known to
That
live
would
in
be-
colder
That would
climes.
be extremely weird.
Yes.
Egyptians were there.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I think? I think the tutorial is cheating, and it doesn't spawn the Egyptians until we hit a certain point in our
Oh, that is
evolution.
quite possible.
Oh my lord, this is a great spot. This is a great spot for a city, but of course we're going to be moving over there. Actually, it's not a great spot. I forgot. Because in Civilization, in this Civilization 6, you now want to be much, much closer to sources of fresh water. So, well, I could settle over here.
It's kind of close, yeah.
And I could build an aqueduct over here. That's true, I could do that. But of course the game will not allow me to do that, so let's not kid ourselves. This is kind of alright. We've got chocolate, cacao over here, and some stones again. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Order our people to take root here.
I am the frigging leader. I make decisions here.
I am the leader.
I'm the most authoritarian.
I am the God King.
I'm the God King here. Don't tell me what to do. Now clean up your room. All right. We found another city.
Done. Our civilization continues to spread beyond expectation. In time, it may rival even our own capital.
In time, the new city that we just constructed, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
ready this new city
yearns to grow.
Its people await your guidance.
It's
the city of Kish. Nice.
Kish. I like that.
Nice.
They have some sort of city agency built in here. So our city is yearning to grow. That's lovely. It's not the people in the city. No, the city wants.
We don't care about the people.
No,
we
want to
care
grow.
About the cities.
Interestingly enough, Kish looks kind of different than Uruk.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I mean, it looks the same in terms of its wattle and daub structures, but it doesn't look as advanced yet. Tell me a little bit about Kish, Aris.
Kish is one of the also extremely important, one of the bigger and more important Sumerian cities, kind of contemporary to to Uruk. Also existed slightly later. It's located close to Iraq, so in terms of real coordinates, we're located slightly to the north of Uruk. And I think the biggest expansion of the site starts slightly later than the Uruk expansion, so that would put it somewhere in the Jemdet Nasser period, which is somewhere in 3000 BC. So in that sense we're kind of okayish in terms of dating as well.
Yeah, we're kind of close, yeah.
It's very weird that it chose to give you Kish first, because I don't think that's the case. I think usually the second city that you get as Sumerian is the city of Lagash, which is also a very important city. You always get the city of Lagash at some point. So in terms of naming, they have some very nice Kish sites. So we have Uruk, then you build Kish, you build Lagash, you build Nippur, which are all contemporary sites of the old Akkadian period and the Jemdet Nasser period. So all of those cities belong in the same city-state system in Mesopotamia.
All right. Well, that I kind of like as well. I always, when the Netherlands were still in there, it was always fun to see all those Dutch cities, even the very small ones, on the map, like Alkmaar, and at some point you get Groningen. It's like, oh come on, those are not important, global, impactful cities. Sorry, people in Groningen. Let's go for what shall we go for? We've just completed foreign trade. I guess we want to go for. Let's go for grow the civilization to at least 4 people. That's early empire. I kind of like that. Then surveyors.
Early empire?
No, actually no. No. Corvée. Yeah, this is what I normally go for. State workforce. I love building wonders in civilization. Let's do that. We're gonna go for that. Alright.
Yeah, so as we move on to the Akkadian period, in terms of chronology, it makes some sense to have an early empire.
Right, for sure. For sure, of course. But I guess, do we want to change some of our policies? Nah, I think we're good.
No,
We
are okay for now.
Maybe, actually, I'm making a builder in one of my cities. But I don't want to swap out God King. I wanna remain God.
I want to be the God King.
Yes. I want to be the very best that no other God King ever was.
Exactly.
To beat barbarians is my real task. To civilize them is my... Yes! There she is!
God.
There she is!
We did it. It happened.
It happened. We're done, people. Bye. I've Actually, Cleopatra was rumored to be the most beautiful person in the world when she was still alive. I'm not entirely sure that the person we're looking at right now is the most beautiful person. However, I think
but in
that...
reality, Cleopatra was probably quite ugly.
Oh, now don't burst my bubble now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, shit.
That's what research says.
Oh, how the hell does research even know this?
People have been figuring out things through text and stuff.
Oh, oh my God, that's historical analysis for you. It's like they've been reading first century or first century before Christ Vanity Fairs, and they were like, you know what? Actually, I think Cleopatra wasn't all that hipster at all.
No.
Anyway. Well met, stranger, but I'm afraid we're too busy to stay in chat. Hell no! It is an honor to meet you, my fair lady. And of course we'd love to sample your hospitality. Giggity, giggity.
Resources and land are not infinite. It seems we now have competition.
No, we have a friend. We just made a friend. I tell you, this woman is even more hawkish than Hillary Clinton. It's like, no, it's competition. All of them, they're just competition. Well, actually, I have to say though that in terms of the game, the Egyptians are very much a competition because they are warlike sons of guns. They like to impact hurt onto other people. All right.
Do you know which city is the city of Rakedet, which we see over there?
I officially don't know. I was kind of surprised when I first saw this city in my previous walkthrough. I was like, I don't even really know the name of Rakadet. It's interesting. They also built only one city, right? They tend to focus. In my game, anyway, they had only one city, which is also why they miserably lost out the race. So tell me, what is the city of Rakadet? You know, I'm hoping.
Rakedet, also known as Rakotis in Greek, is the original name of the city, which was later renamed into Alexandria.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense from if you want to focus on Cleopatra as a leader, because of course Alexandria was at that point in time the capital, right, of Egypt.
It was a major city.
Yes, exactly, and so any of the other previous capitals of more ancient Egypt were not that important anymore. So yeah, I can see that wondering. Interesting.
But it's weird that it's not called Alexandria, because by Cleopatra's time it was actually named Alexandria.
It was Alexandria. I guess that because Alexandria is of course I guess a Roman name, right? Or of course a Greek name. That I guess that they just made the conscious decision to name it in its indigenous tongue. Just like any other, because that's
it's probable.
Yeah, because I don't think that any of the other cities in this game are called by their colonized names. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
If you view the process of taking over Alexandria by the Greeks or by the Macedonians, I have to say, of course, as a colonization or a conquering effort, then you can't really call the city Alexandria. Anyway, I think that sort of wraps up the goals that we had for this particular playthrough. We've been going for 2 hours and 3/4. So that's probably a good time to start wrapping this up. I think we've
at least for now
hit on a lot of different themes in Civilization. We had some really good discussions. We didn't even really broach that much the core idea of what it means to be civilized, but I think we've left lots of little tidbits all over the place, and I've been having fun, even if the tutorial was kind of, constraining my play. It's been fun. It's been fun. I would look forward to do a non-tutorial based game with you, Ares, as my commenter, and or you are taking the reins as well. That would be fun. Or what we could even do. We could even do a hot seat value game in which we all just play a different civilization. That would, I guess, that would mean the dissolvement of the value research group if we start doing that, because I'm sure that as soon as I start to kick Chilla's butt, she's gonna tear my eyes out and in real life, and we're gonna be and we're not gonna be friends anymore. Probably. But we could also try and see if we could build a truly Pacific empire civilization style game. That would be interesting. Anyway, lots of opportunities to take up from this particular playthrough.
Yes.
I guess. Do we have any announcements still to make? I think this is maybe, in terms of this calendar year, this may be our last stream, I think.
For this year, yeah.
But we will be back for sure in the new year with some more awesome streams.
And
please,
with you in the flesh finally.
And with me being back where I belong, in the polders of the Netherlands, in the dreary winter of the Netherlands. So when that happens, I actually will probably need a nice game to distract me from wintertime Netherlands. So for sure. I guess that if you stuck around this long, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much for staying.
And if you stuck around this long, I guess you must really like, well, our voices and as well our thoughts. So go to www.valueproject.nl to read and see more of what we've been doing over the last 1.5 years. Thanks so much, and we will be seeing you some other place, some other time. Cheerio.
Bye.